Hey guys, it's me again. Back out here at Mammoth Cave National Park. Today I'm gonna be starting a trip I've been planning for about 6 weeks. It's a 35-mile loop starting at one of the main trailheads and basically doing a big loop around all the backcountry trails. Today, got about a 20-mile day. Tomorrow, be a 15-mile day. Really early, about 7 o'clock this morning. Kind of chilly, but skies are clear, sun's out, birds are chirping. It's been a couple weeks since I've been out here. It's amazing to see how green everything's gotten in those past few weeks. Last time everything was starting to bud and bloom, but now you got leaves on trees and it's just gorgeous. So come with me today. Let's enjoy the trip. Let's get some miles in. Here we go. Just look at how green everything is. I've enjoyed hiking out here in winter and early spring because you get some amazing views. But all this green is just gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. Look at these views. It's really cool to me that I have this national park just in my backyard, basically. It's about a 20-minute drive from where I live to here. I mean, it's called Mammoth Cave National Park. I mean, the cave's really cool. There's lots to do at the cave. But it's just amazing to me that all of these other opportunities have been preserved. There's all sorts of stuff to do out here. There's places to kayak and fish and do trail riding with horses. So much more than just the cave. The cave's cool. If you haven't checked it out, you should. But there's so much more to Mammoth Cave National Park than what's actually underground. I've enjoyed actually the hiking trails more than I ever have the cave. So, really cool. Probably not one of the more well-known national parks, but definitely has its own beauty and something folks should check out. All right, let's keep going. How many different shades of green. It's been fun to listen to squirrels and birds and woodpeckers banging on trees. It's awesome. It's one of my favorite things in this trail is this waterfall over here. guess if you needed a reminder that we were hiking on top of a giant cave, this might do it. There's sinkholes like this kind of all over the place. Waterfalls, sinkholes, little streams. All of them work their way down into the cave and then out into some of the surrounding rivers, lakes. But this is not unusual, but it is cool. All right. I love it whenever I'm hiking and you kind of turn a corner and you get to come to a kind of a clearing in the trail. It may not look like it, but everything's kind of been right up against me, and turn a corner and all of a sudden everything opens up. You get some amazing views. Get to see how small you are relative to everything else out here. Speaking of how small, look at how big these trees are. This is amazing. All right, guys, we just came to the first big fork in the road off the Sal Hallow Trail. We started out on the Sal Hallow Trail. It's been one of my favorite trails that I've done. But here we are, about 3 miles in, 3.5 miles in, first big fork in the road. Everything past this for me is undiscovered territory for me. So, been a great day so far. Let's get the rest of the miles in. All right, guys, like I said, we've been on the trail for about 3.5 miles. Now we're turning on the Buffalo Creek Trail. It's a beautiful day. Started off in the mid-30s. A little chilly. It's warmed up some. So far, it's great. It's a great day to be out here. I love that I have this opportunity. I appreciate my wife and her willingness to let me do these crazy things. Tried to convince somebody in my family to go along with me. They all thought I was crazy, but not crazy enough to stop me. Anyway, we're out here enjoying it. It's beautiful, like I said. One of the things I've been talking about is getting outside where you can, with the equipment you have, with the gear you got, and just being able to enjoy it. Well, I have slowly been able to get some things, upgrade some things. Looking forward to sharing with you my gear loadout and how I'm able to do this. Don't know that I'm going to do it today. Maybe in a future video, near future. But we got some gear. We got the place. Now let's get the miles. We've been on the Buffalo Creek Trail for a little while. It's a lot wider, easier than the Sal Hollow Trail. It's pretty evident that this is one of the more popular horseback riding trails. Lots of mud holes, but the trails are wider, more accessible for horses. Makes it easier on the people too, except for the mud holes. Those aren't easy. Well, I took a wrong turn. I wasn't paying attention to the map. Took a wrong turn. Didn't notice it till I got to my next trail crossing. That's probably about a mile. Probably added 2 miles, and I don't know how much time that I can't get back, but it's okay. A little frustrating, can't beat myself up about it. But it's a good reminder to just know your trail, know your route. Take some extra time to double check everything whenever you come to trail crossings. I'm thankful that the trail I went down was nice and wide and not very difficult. It just stinks that it added some unnecessary mileage to the trip on an already record height for me. 20 is definitely going to top out everything I've done up to this point as far as a daily mile record. Now it looks like it's going to be 22. All right. Well, gotta get those miles in, I guess. We are 2.5 hours in, 5 miles down. About a quarter of the way through. This little section of the Sal Hallow Trail is rough. Big mud holes that I tried my best to keep my feet dry, but I was unsuccessful. So now, shoes are muddy, feet are wet. Got about 15 miles to go. But it's okay, they'll dry out. Just keep paying attention to them, make sure I don't get any hot spots or any blisters. Got some KT tape or some Gluco tape if I need to use any of that. But other than that, still a beautiful day. It's amazing. How awesome is it that you get to get outside, hike these trails, come across these awesome things like these waterfalls and caves out in the middle of nowhere. It's amazing. Let's keep going. Just came down to this dry riverbed. It's amazing. Look at all these purple flowers. They're everywhere. All right, so we're getting off the Sal Hollow Trail. We're gonna connect with the Buffalo Creek Trail. A little over 8 miles in. Still got plenty of the day ahead of us, but still doing good. Let's keep pushing. All right, we got our next little milestone. So got about 6.6 miles till we get to the First Creek Trail. About 4 miles after that before we get to the campsite. So got a ways to go. We still got plenty of daylight, plenty of fuel. Let's keep going. If you look behind me, looks like we're crossing another dry creek bed. It's amazing to think that these things are out here. It's amazing to think that these are out here. There's already a couple of creeks or rivers or whatever you want to call them that go through the park. And it looks like these aren't even on the map. I mean, I can see why. There's no water going to them. All right. That does it for the Buffalo Creek Trail. Gonna press on, but not before we take a little siesta. Little break over here at this table. gonna follow the Wet Prong Trail all the way to the First Creek trailhead. That's the direction we want to go, but not quite yet. Gonna have a protein bar and some water and take a break. All right, guys, done with a little snack break. Time to get back on trail. Looks like I got about 4.5 miles to the next big milestone for the day. Just a little past noon. Feeling great. Everything's holding up. Had a little protein bar, some water. Doing good. Let's keep going. Look at what someone left out here. I don't know how this goes with leave no trace, but that's still pretty funny. I'm gonna leave it for the next person. Just look at how beautiful this is. And you've got green everywhere you look. Well, we've passed 2 dry creek beds. This third one is not dry, but that's where we got to go. So looks like there's a place to cross down here. Hopefully I don't make a fool of myself. We made it. Not very graceful, but we're dry. Man, I just had this killer climb out of that creek bed. Phew, that kicked my tail. But I feel like behind me, it's kind of hard to see, but all these amazing rock formations back there. Let's see if I can turn it around. Let's got all these overhangs. I'm sure I'm gonna have to walk on top of those pretty quick. Still pretty cool to see. Lots of hills, and all of a sudden these big overhangs just kind of popping out of the middle of nowhere. Oh, all right, let's keep going. All right, so I just came across this little stream trickling here. Decided this would be a good time to replenish my water supply. Chugged everything I had. Now it's time to fill up. I got this Canuck bladder. Sawyer squeeze on the bottom. Here we go. All right, just stopped to refill the water. Got all that topped off. The first time using the Sawyer squeeze and the Canuck bladder. Happily satisfied with it. Real easy to use. Had a cool little stream to refill everything. So now I don't have to worry about finding water resupply later tonight. Good to go. Let's get the rest of the miles in. Look at this thing. How it peeled away from the wall. It's awesome. crazy little creek. It's a really cool view. A lot of work to get to it, but it's worth it. Hey guys, just checking in. Little update. Got a few miles to go. Man, I'm whooped. This McCoy Hollow Trail has lots of different switchbacks and elevation changes as you go kind of along these rock faces. It's been pretty, but it has not been easy. But it's okay. Hoping to make it to camp in the next couple hours. Whenever I get there, I can't imagine anything better than just falling into the sleeping bag and calling it a night. But until then, we'll enjoy being out here, knocking out the rest of the miles. Let's go. Let's keep going. I don't know if you all can see this through the trees, but this overhang is just massive. If it was more accessible, it'd be awesome for rock climbing, but it is not easy to get to. Gotta keep on moving. All right, we made it to the Temple Hill parking lot. Not much to it. Probably the best news is this little sign right here. We are on our way to Second Creek. I'll be home for tonight. Here we go, 2.5 more miles. Look at this thing. That is crazy. I'm blown away by all these ferns. It does not feel like I'm in Kentucky. I feel like I'm somewhere else. That's the cool thing about being able to do this is you do not feel like you're at home. I had almost given up on finding this campsite. I turn around, and just as I turn around, there's a marker for the campsite pointing straight into these trees. So, just on a hope and a prayer, I hop over the trees, keep coming, and thank the Lord I found an orange blaze, which is how they signify the little trails to the campsites out here. So it's 6 o'clock. It's been going for right at 11 hours. I'm whooped. I thought about starting a fire. I don't even know that I'm going to do that. I'm going to make some food and get in bed.